How's it going, everybody? It is I, Simple Dan. I'm kind of back in the middle of things. I got some free time since I broke up with my girlfriend, and so I'm gonna be making some videos. Yeah, that's where I've been. I've been trying to do the family thing. She had a couple kids. I was trying to be a father and stuff like that, but it just wasn't working. Anyway, not gonna get into it. But yeah, I just wanted to cover some of the shootings and some of the ideas that me and my friends been spitballing lately, because of it seems like it's one right after another. You got the shooting in Aurora. The guy comes in very conveniently with an AR-15 and starts opening up on the crowd, kills a dozen people, wounds dozens more, and then tries to play insanity. It sounds to me like this guy was a Manchurian candidate. Now this is I'm not totally sure, but my conspiratorial tinfoil hat instincts tell me that this guy was in some form or fashion recruited to do this thing. Maybe he was promised, yes, if you get caught by the locals, we'll come get you out, and on top of that, we'll give you money. Now, the fact that Eric Holder and Barack Obama and the administration have shipped illegal weapons to known criminals before, hoping that they would kill people, that's like being an accomplice to murder. So they're not above recruiting somebody to go do some dirty work. They're not above that. They will do anything. They will, to get their anti-gun and gun confiscation agenda, they will do anything. They will kill anybody to do it. These guys and all politicians, I think, at least to date, have been capable of doing such dirty deeds. All of them. Bush, Carter, maybe Reagan, Kennedy, they're all capable of, Clinton, they're all capable of offing people here and there to protect themselves or get whatever agenda they have going on to get it going. So to say that it's a stretch that these guys have been recruited, I don't think it's a stretch. Maybe it's not true, but it's possible. Maybe that's not exactly what happened. I don't know, but it's possible. And my conspiratorial mind, tries to connect the dots constantly, no matter what news story I see. And then you got the shooting in Wisconsin. A bunch of people in a religious temple, doing their thing, praying, worshiping, and stuff like that. A guy bursts in and just starts unloading. And these people were just in the church. And this guy might have mistaken these Sikh people, which are, Indian in origin, not Muslim and not Arabs or Middle Eastern. They're Indian. He starts unloading on these people, and the media is trying to say he was a member of a white supremacist, sects, or a white separatist group or something like that, and maybe he was. I don't know, but it just seems like they're coming one every week until the people get pissed off. But what is happening is having the opposite effect, at least down here in Texas. And by the way, there's another shooting at A&M. When are they going to let people on college campuses carry concealed handguns? If you're 21 and you have a concealed handgun license, let them carry. What makes the college so freaking special that that you can't, that you're just above the law? You know what I mean? Let the people, if you're a grown adult and you're a grown, adult of age and you've been through the training, let them carry to defend themselves. These fucking stupid asses don't realize that by taking away guns from the average citizen, you make them a victim in waiting. See, it's so obvious to me. It's so obvious to me that they want victims. The argument has just become asinine. You take away guns, you make victims out of everyone. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. And the cities with the most gun control are the cities with also the most crime. Okay, we're past that argument. Statistics bear that out. We're done with that argument. Okay, so if that argument, if it's like beating your head against the wall with some people, if logic actually holds no weight with the people who are trying to take your guns away, then you got to look deeper and say, well, what is their real agenda? They seem to be ignoring you when you flash statistics in their face. They seem to be ignoring that, but they still want to take away guns. Why is that? Things that make you go, Could it be that if society breaks down, or if something happens and they march troops in here, they don't want any resistance? Could that be? Yeah, that could be. In fact, I'm leaning very heavily in that direction. The liberals who refuse to ignore the crime statistics are the ones who continue to want to take your guns, and they don't want any kind of resistance. Those are the crazy psychos like Dianne Feinstein and Nancy Pelosi and people like that. They're the crazy ass liberal psychos that just want to, lock everybody into a socialist system and probably go about chipping everybody and stuff like that. Those types of people, the psychos. You know what I mean? Evil. So at any rate, we have, and then there's a shooting at A&M. Guy gets, he starts to shoot, people kind of at random. He gets tackled by security guards. I'm glad they brought him down. Had they had security guards in Aurora, Colorado, like they did in A&M, that situation would have been a whole lot less, severe, But and you ask yourself, another thing is that this guy, this shooter in Aurora, where did he get the money to buy all that stuff? He's a little pissant student. Well, not pissant. He was part of a PhD program, PhD candidate, and where did he get the money for all the booby traps and the incendiary devices and the weapons and the ammunition and stuff like that? That's another thing that leads me to believe that this could be a conspiracy. He had loads of weaponry and ammunition, so that's going to make the government, that's going to make the ignorant public suspicious of anybody who buys weapons and ammunition in en masse. That's going to make us say, oh, this must be another shooter guy, and that right there gives the government justification to go targeting people who, hoard weapons and ammo, of which reluctantly I must admit that I am one. You know what I mean? I have a couple of firearms and the better part of 1,000 rounds of ammunition, because I foresee a possible breakdown of society come, if we don't balance the budget in our country, there's going to be a financial collapse. It's inevitable. America's going to go bankrupt. That's just the way it is. And then you never know what's going to happen after that. So, breakdown of law and order, all that stuff. But, so yeah, this guy got this money from the government, a government student loan. He secured a student loan and went and bought an AR-15 and several thousand rounds of ammunition and a shotgun and a couple of handguns and all sorts of stuff, incendiary devices. And it just goes to show you, the government giving out loans is a bad thing, So, I don't know what to tell you. At any rate, I believe that it's possible that these, incident after incident after incident could be influenced by the anti-gun forces within our government, the anti-gun lobby, the shadow government, that wants us disarmed, what have you. You know what I mean? It could be that this is all being arranged, for their convenience, so that they could come in and use it to pass a sweeping new gun control law banning all semi-automatic weapons. They could try, but and there's this treaty with the UN. As far as I'm concerned, it came and went. Now the treaty, that if a treaty banning certain arms and regulating certain arms were to come through, that Obama would sign it. It has to get past the Senate first, and our Senate is moderate to conservative, mostly, and they would probably say no, but since when has Obama administration actually yielded to the power of the Senate, the lawful just power of the Senate? They don't. The Obama administration, this false messiah, he wants to go and do whatever the hell he wants, do whatever the hell he wants, and you know what? We got to stand in his, use every legal avenue we can to stand in his way, to stop him from implementing communism and totalitarianism in the United States. Our nation is on the cusp. Within a decade, it will not exist as we know it, either by civil unrest or mass secession of states, or totalitarian regime taking hold and gun confiscation, something like that. It's going to change. I foresee it. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way we're going. Possibly a foreign invasion if, say for instance, we default on our loans and China comes to get some. China says we're going to take our billion or our $1 trillion out of your ass, and they take the West Coast. America will have been changed forever. The sun will set on a different world that day. You know what I mean? So, and these people, it's hard for me to say they don't care, because they see it coming down the pike, right? They see this. They see all these possibilities. They see the possibility of civil unrest. They see the possibility of states breaking off into regional republics in North America. They see the possibility, and they just don't care. It makes me think that that's what they want, that they want to ruin America. They don't want America to stick together. They want to ruin it. It's so insane to me that why, for whatever reason, they want America to be divided like that. You know what I mean? They see all of this stuff. They see all the possibilities, and they're just going forward like whatever. The lust for power and greed, to the point where human life doesn't mean anything to you anymore. I will never understand that. I will never understand that. It's insanity. The only word, it's beyond insanity. It's just straight up evil. And you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. But that's where I'm coming from. The shootings, I believe it's possible that they are contrived or arranged to create anti-gun sentiment in the United States. It's not working. In fact, people are buying handguns at a fever pitch. Down here in Texas, there have been increase in gun sales to the tune of 50% over normal. There have been a 50% uptick in concealed handgun applicants from the DPS, according to the DPS. I get it from talk radio. Listen to a lot of talk radio news. I like news. I love news. And they said that there's been, like I said, a dramatic increase in handgun purchases and the attempts to acquire concealed handgun licenses and stuff like that. So the incidents, if they are contrived and arranged to try and create anti-gun sentiments, having the opposite effect, which is good. I want more people to carry concealed handguns. I want more people to be armed. I want people to have, you know, a couple of guns in their home and ample amounts of ammunition and supplies ready to go. You know what I mean? The people that are the reason why they demonize like preppers and stuff like that is because preppers are not dependent on the federal government for their food stamps. Something like a large fraction, like 40% or something like that, of America is on some sort of public assistance. Preppers typically are not. Preppers have jobs and they're spending more of their own money to prepare for a possible civil unrest. And I saw an advertisement for food stamps. Oh, food stamps are so wonderful. Be dependent on the government. No. Preppers are not dependent on the government, and preppers buck the system, and patriots buck the system, and that's why they're deemed as evil. That's why they're deemed as evil. There's nothing evil about preparing for a possible calamity and wanting to have your home and your family safe. There's nothing evil about that. But anyway, that's another video for another time. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll probably be around. I may or may not do a BYOB come... Well, Mondays and Tuesdays are my day off anymore. I may or may not do a BYOB, but if I do, I'll keep you guys posted.